who say crazy stuff, right? And I still haven't seen them say that.
Yeah.
You're making it up entirely. Look, I can show you tons of leftist stuff where I go, oh, that's going too far.
Like
right?
referring to women as people with uteruses?
Yeah, I mean, there's all this stupid language and
Why would you do that? That's not funny at all. Why would you do that to me? Why did you do that?
What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from the recording. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. I had an interesting moment yesterday on Twitter. Maybe just a actual break from the programming where Anna Kasparian, I don't know if you know about Anna Kasparian. She's a commentator with the Young Turks. She has been for a very long time. The Young Turks is a far left corporate funded YouTube channel that has waned in popularity since their peak, probably in the peak TDS era of the 2016 election. They've still been screeching about Trump ever since, and so their viewership only continues to go down. And their other co-founder, Cenk Uygur, is the father of Hassan, another plague on the intellectual parts of society, who also unsuccessfully ran for office in California. So it's a whole mess. But Anna Kasparian had a moment of clarity yesterday and shared a completely normal, reasonable statement, and the entire left has turned against her, and I am not surprised at all. Let's actually dive right into this. By the way, if you are here and you haven't yet tried my company, coffeebrandcoffee.com, promo code TheQuartering, I would absolutely love if you gave us a try today. We're testing out some new website designs, some gifts with purchase stuff and checkout. Love to get your feedback on that. We've got all of our typical roasts of coffee. We've got our flavored stuff like blueberry cobbler, salted caramel, sticky pecan roll, double caffeinated. We've got our K-Cups, Roaster's Choice program, 15 different teas. We've got all sorts of stuff. And your purchase, not only will you enjoy it, but it goes directly to supporting this channel. Anna Kasparian tweets, almost 100,000 likes, one of her most popular tweets in a very, very long time. I'm a woman. Please don't ever refer to me as a person with a uterus, a birthing person, or a person who menstruates. How do people not realize how degrading this is? You can support the trans community without doing this stuff. 100,000 likes, 16 million views. A totally normal take, right? Biology matters. It's degrading to women to reduce them to a simple organ of their body or a function of their body. And it's okay to separate these two things. So much gets kind of muddied in the fierce push for quote unquote inclusion by the far left, but they're not really trying to include. They're trying to erode. They're trying to degrade. They're trying to diminish women. This is why they allow biological men to take over women's spaces in locker rooms. This is why they allow biological men to take over women's spaces in sports and compete, and they say nothing. Some of the responses immediately go, here, Zuby, your side's going to roast you now. I hope you're ready for the tolerance. She writes, they have the right to speak their piece, as do I. Carrie Lake gets in there, broken clock. Anna Kasparian says, I think you're an embarrassment to this country and a full-blown lunatic. And there's a lot of people here who, on the left, there's nothing not inclusive about calling a woman, and calling a trans person a trans person. A trans person is not a woman, or a man, right? Well, biologically they are. But if you were born a man, no amount of identifiers and whatever, or surgeries will make you a woman, and vice versa. It's not mean to say that. It's just a fact. And you don't have to cram that down their throat and try to ruin their life. Then, of course, you get the Humanist report coming in with, I respect you a lot, but this notion is the mere existence of trans-inclusive terms, rarely used in casual convos. It's used constantly in press. This is the gaslighting part of it with the left. It's like I caught that clown, the serfs or whatever today, saying, oh, kids don't have surgeries. It took me like 3 seconds to find 100 examples of kids having double mastectomies and getting on puberty blockers. They live in a different reality, and it's actually demonic how openly and willing they are to lie about things. And that's exactly what's going on here with the Humanist, whoever the heck this is, the Humanist report. This type of terminology is used all the time. It's used in mainstream media, it's used in mainstream press, and it's used in academia. Okay? So what they're trying to do is gaslight here. A man telling a woman, by the way, how very trans, somehow degrades women, comes out, which she said, I respect you a lot, but this notion that the mere existence of trans inclusive terms that are rarely used in casual conversations, again, that's not true, somehow degrades women, comes right out of the right's anti-trans war on women playbook. There's a reason that they're praising you for this. I mean, I don't have anything against trans people. There seems to be varying degrees of the pushback on the right, where it's with some people on the right, it literally consumes their every waking moment of every political opinion they have. But then there's like more normal people who are like, hey, maybe men should compete against men and women should compete against women. Let's talk about, the inflation and the real estate market collapse and our banks collapsing. And, the Republicans now having a full-blown disaster with who they're going to run to beat Joe Biden and what's going on in Ukraine. These are all other issues that need attention too. So Anna replies, hey, Mike, you're a guy who has no clue what it's like to have your reproductive freedom taken away. But consider what it's like to have the same lawmakers who fail to protect our rights turn around and call us people with uteruses. It's not inclusive if cis women hate it. And you see, like, Michael Tracy, I regret to inform you that you have just endorsed literal terrible things. You see, I'm a woman, I don't have a uterus, I don't menstruate, and I have never been able to give birth naturally. How dare you take that for granted that woman necessarily means any of these things? Use language properly. Like, there's so many people in the comments having total meltdowns. Like, if you need all of these Venn diagrams to explain what simple words mean, it's ridiculous. I am also a woman and proud of it. I fight for us every day, but not everyone who deals with reproductive issues is a woman. Speaking with inclusion does not erase your womanhood, and you actually can't support the trans and GNC, that's gender nonconforming communities, without inclusion. That's actually 100% incorrect. To which she even replies, Liz, I have zero problem with inclusion, none. But there's got to be a better way than boiling it down to a body part, especially in the context of having reproductive rights taken away from people who just see woman as a baby-making vessel. You see, hi, Anna. No one's, I assume this is a friendly, okay, yeah, pronouns, LGBTQ, yep, terminally online, yep, okay. Hi, Anna. No one is asking you to call yourself or be called anything other than a woman. Anatomy-oriented language is used in a clinical context. Again, that is 100% not true. Open up any mainstream media article. They use it in headlines all the time. And it's like, oh, this is a turf thing. Didn't realize the Young Turks was right-wing now. So being in touch with reality and basic biology is a right-wing thing. I mean, that's essentially what it is. Brad Palumbo saying a sensible mainstream take that's going to absolutely trigger the heck out of every very online progressives. I mean, I think that this is the rate of where we are with discourse. I don't think that, I think Twitter really warped a lot of people's minds because there's a small, relatively speaking, group of very online people, mostly progressive, but they're also very online conservatives too, hard right, that really can gaslight you into thinking, well, this is the way it really should be because this tweet got 60,000 likes and 30,000 of them are from alt accounts and bots. Okay, and Discord servers set up to mass like tweets, which happens all the time. I see it happen on the right. I see it happen on the left. Six Hexenhammer saying, enjoy being J.K. Rowling, far-right extremist. Now, people on the right were obviously quote tweeting this and saying, here you come. You see, as the response from the left against Anna Kasparian shows, leftism isn't a defined set of principles or goals. It's a horizon in the distance, not a destination to be arrived at. It cannot stop moving left because it's always further left, is the guiding principle of leftism. Anna's trying to distance herself from the monster she helped create. Don't celebrate posts like this one. It's no different from conservatives celebrating Bill Maher saying something people consider based. None of them are on our side. Probably not true. I'm sorry, probably true. Bill Maher gets a lot of press, free press from the right anytime he says something that's totally normal and non-controversial about the left. This take by Anna Kasparian is a very normal left-wing take. It doesn't mean she's not a lefty lunatic. I mean, I've been interacting with this woman's content for the last 10 years. She really hasn't changed that much politically. She's still a lefty lunatic. But it's because all these people that are terminally online, and the people like, the people in her replies are just absolutely insane with rage over this. Insane with rage. For just hey, don't call me a birthing person. Like, maybe. I don't think that that's an unreasonable take. But if you just look at the people in her replies, they're absolutely seething. Like, dilating. Having, they're like the Szechuan sauce guy having a total meltdown because they don't have Szechuan sauce. I'm not going to let these very small group of people take over their narrative. Women are women, and everyone knows what a woman is. All right? Unless you're one of these terminally online lunatics, and your opinion doesn't matter. Vosh saying, I've never heard any of these terms outside of a few tweets and PowerPoint screenshots when academics grasp desperately for some inoffensive, inclusive medical terminology. Open up a mainstream media article. Happens all the time. They should be mocked, and that's exactly what Anna's doing, and rejected, which is exactly what Anna's doing. So good luck with the backlash. This is a monster of your own making, though. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. Head on over to coffeebrandcoffee.com, promo code The Quartering. Try out some of our coffee, tea, and cocoa. I know you'll love it. If you don't, I'll give you your money back.